Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
You found it.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour for 9/4/2018. It's Tuesday evening, folks. Just a little before 8 o'clock. We got some new QAnon, Q clearance, updates, drops, breadcrumbs. What am I talking about? Do some research, look around the channel, take a look around the internet, the World Wide Web in general, multiple platforms, read everything you can, watch everything you can, believe none of it until you can verify it, all right? So, need to do your research, get into the loop here, all right? We're getting the largest intelligence drop ever known to man. This will go down in the history books, folks. There will be books written all about this in the next few years, about the first couple years of this administration. There's going to be books made, movies made. Unbelievable times. I like to take a few minutes here every episode to thank all the subscribers, all the true patriots from around the world, around the globe, being right here on this channel, all right? I advise after the video, take a look in the description box for any of the links we go over. Take a look in the comment section. Leave a comment, but also take a look. There'll be many links and people pointing you off in all kinds of directions. You have to do the research yourself, look at all the facts, connect all the dots, and then make a sound judgment decision based on all that. All right? Can never go wrong, folks, if you listen to you got all the facts and you listen to your head, your heart, your stomach, you know. We know how that works. So, all right, let's jump right in here. Okay, the last one we went over. My last video was 2075. All right, we're moving on up here to 2076. This actually came today just before noon. So at 11:54 p.m. or a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Example 1, being afraid. Does HRC care about you? All right, Hillary Rodham. Does Hillary Rodham care about you? If she cared about protecting you, would she sell out America's secrets and uranium to China/Russia? Example 1. So think about that. They always thought if charges were brought in the brackets versus them, they would ultimately be safe. Supreme Court control or special counsel control. One of those, probably special counsel. AS. Trying to think who AS was. Adam Shifty, out. Okay, I'm pretty sure Adam Schiff in the brackets, out. HRC in the brackets, appointments with an S. End of all ends, final. Did Anthony Kennedy have a choice? The original plan according to HRC election win? Was this the original plan according to the HRC election win? Well, hell no. What evidence was he shown? We got Ginsburg here. Ruth Ginsburg replacement, lifetime appointment. Age. What's at stake? Okay, we got a bunch of Twitters here. I'm going to click these all open real fast. All right, let's see here. Happy Labor Day. There's no better time to talk about the workers' rights. Would suffer if Brett Kavanaugh, whose hearings for a lifetime appointment to the Supreme Court start tomorrow, is confirmed. And she's writing some more in here. The Roberts Court has dealt with some big blows to the workers and unions in the last few years. With Kavanaugh in the court, a 5-4 hard right majority would be even more aggressive. The Roberts Court has dealt with some big blows, so it's basically her writings in there. The court rulings in Janus versus AFSCME earlier this summer overturned a 40-year-old precedent to hold the public sector workers with union contracts don't have to pay fees for collective bargaining expenses if they're not members. The ruling won't just hurt 7 million public sector union workers with contracts, it hurts all workers because union deals on wages and working conditions affect what businesses without unions do, too. The court has also recently granted corporations the right to deny workers reproductive health care and made it harder for workers to sue businesses by allowing companies to force employees to sign mandatory arbitration clauses with their contracts. In other words, the court has already been widening in disparity in power between corporations and workers. Kavanaugh's record from his time as judge on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia shows he'd help further that trend for a generation. All right, there's tons here, folks, that she's just going over and is really hitting it hard. Pain comes in many different forms. Full control. Enjoy the show. All right, so again, these links, you can look at them all. I was checking them out earlier today. They're all very similar. It's just all her writings on that one post, and she just kept going on and on. Okay, 2077. This came at 12:01, just 1 minute after noon today. All right, 2077 in the series. Twitter, we got a Doug Ducey. I am deeply grateful to the Senator Kyle, KYL, for agreeing to succeed his friend and colleague of so many years. Every single day that John Kyle represents hashtag Arizona in the U.S. Senate is a day our state is well served. Got a Fox News. John Kyle will be John McCain's successor in the Senate, Cindy McCain says. So they already got a replacement coming up. 2078, this came just a couple minutes later, 12:05 p.m. Eastern Standard. Fox News, Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel announces will not seek re-election. Add him to the list. All right, we're going to add this guy to the list. Chicago Mayor. Good riddance. See ya. Haven't seen much positive out of that man. All right, 2079. This came at 12:47. We got Imam Tahiti. John McCain was on his way to becoming an American hero, but instead became a senator for ISIS and the Muslim Brotherhood. No American senator fought for Islamic rights and arming the jihadist like Senator McCain did. I don't care what you think. I don't care if they're not candidates like that you like. I don't need you to like them. I need you to vote Democrat. Wow. Okay. John McCain was on his way to becoming an American hero, but instead became a senator for ISIS and the Muslim Brotherhood. No American senator fought for Islamic rights and arming the jihadists like Senator McCain. All right. I mean, unbelievable. All right, now we're getting into some different things here, folks. So buckle your seatbelts. If you want to say a little prayer, go ahead. Sometimes getting into this other stuff, we have to do it. Everyone needs to know. Or you can rely on others to do it for you and just hope for the best. But it's okay to kind of look into this. Just put on your armor. Armor of God. All right, 2080. All right, 2080. Came at 12:56, just right before 1 p.m. We got a Hillary Clinton image here. Note the satanic cross she wears. Like mother, like daughter, an upside down cross. Like mother, like daughter. And I'm willing to bet like father. Like father. 2081. This came at 13:10, just after 10 minutes after 1 p.m. We got the Q post from last night. Facebook outages at Jack. Shadow bans lifted. We got the Twitter here. Just in, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey says in prepared testimony to Congress, Twitter does not use political ideology to make any decisions. Clockwork. All right, we were told this last night. All right, 2081. So we're on the last one up here, 2082. This came at 13:22, 1:22 p.m., 2082 in the whole series, folks. We got a repost of the McCain, a couple of the Twitters, and we got this one from June 30th. Think special counsel vote to confirm or Supreme Court vote to confirm coming. What are the odds? Please do not let No Name off the hook. He is a disgrace to the veterans across this great country and needs to be held accountable. Think SC vote to confirm. No Name action. Every dog has his day. Enjoy the show. Take a little closer look at that one. All right, there's nothing. What are the odds? All right, like clockwork on Facebook. Clinton on Weinstein's accusations. I was just sick. Like mother, like daughter. Unbelievable, these folks. Wearing upside down crosses. It's all in plain sight, folks, all right? Just like the video last night with the 9/11, at the same time the buildings are getting hit, you have these kids chanting, steal, plane, run, must, hit, Ra, sun god, light. Listen to these words. It's they try to use innocence. They try to pervert everything. This is what they do. It's been in the wide open. It's always been in the wide open. We just didn't know what to look for. Didn't know what to look for. All right, you can do your own searching. Just type in, if you got smartphones, folks, just type in, Chelsea Clinton, upside down cross, and then instead of, do a search and then hit images. It'll do an image search. You're going to find all kinds of images. A lot of them, you don't even have to type in upside down cross. You just type in her name, pictures, and then start looking at, you'll see hundreds and hundreds of photos, thousands, and you will look. There'll be nice close-ups of all the times they're out and about and get caught by the media, and you'll see these kinds of things. Check out Chelsea Clinton tweeting on New Year's Eve, Happy New Year's Eve to the Church of Satan. Literally. Wide open. All right. Hate to break it to you, but a lot of these people you've all looked up to, a lot of these Hollywood actors, these politicians, people that you've been born to trust, love them in the movies, love their art, their singing, movie stars, the music industry. Lots of these people are into these angles, folks. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's just what it is. So make up your own mind on that, all right? When it all comes out, you really didn't know anything but what they portrayed or wanted you to know, what they showed you, what they portrayed to be. Right? These people aren't what you think. You don't really know them. You never sat in the same room with them and had conversations. All right, just like these actors that we've seen for decades only in movies. They learn the role real well. They recite the role real well. And then you finally see them on a late night, and they're talking about that movie or the next movie, and that's all they really give you. Sometimes lately with all these social media accounts, you can see a glimpse of these people. And sometimes then when they do come out and want to talk about what's going on in the industry, we want to say they're kooks. It never ceases to amaze me that these people that spend 30 years in the military, then they get out after 30 years and they're honorable and they've had all the clearances and everyone's like, oh, they're great. They're a 30-year soldier. Then they get out and maybe go work for these 3-letter agencies as file and rank, you know, a good guy. Does another 20 for that federal service. Now they got 50. And then they retire. And the things they saw, the things they did, if they were in the right areas, if they were in the know-how, the intel, the had compartmentalized access. And then they decide that they want to talk, because even when you have that access, sometimes it's so muffly, it's hard to put the whole picture together. And a lot of times they try to keep the whole picture. I know for contractors they do. They'll only be, a lot of times if you're digging holes for them in bunkers or secret places, you're only going to do 10% of the work. They will hire that many different contractors to only do 10%, 10%, 10%. Nobody knows what they're doing. That is how the system is set up. So it just blows my mind that these people will try to talk sometimes and warn us, and we disregard them as conspiracies. I mean, they're credible their whole lives until they start talking to you. And these people, myself included for years back in the day, sitting at home thinking we know more. I've watched enough stuff. I've read enough things. I know more than you. You know, if you have somebody in your presence with a top secret SCI, clearance, you should listen a little bit, not be like, well, my opinion is I loved what you said, but let me tell you what I think. And it just depends on what you're talking about. I'm not saying these people are God, but they have access, they have knowledge, and it doesn't mean you're dumb. A lot of people take that they got intelligence, and they're like, oh, I'm intelligent. No, intelligence is looking at things, not like they're intelligent. People get all confused and they don't know. But just baffles me that people at home, they work their job. I'm not knocking their life, but they don't, they possibly work down at the 7-Eleven or the grocery store, or even on computers somewhere. It doesn't matter. But their life is taken up working 8, 9, 10 hours for somebody else. They got to get the kids. They got to get to the store. They got to get dinner done, homework done, baths. They don't have a lot of time. And then they hear something like, oh, that guy's a conspiracy. For 2 seconds, that's what they're going with. And it's like, well, what's his background? I don't know, something 30 years military, 20 years this, but what does he know? Point made. All right, folks, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for giving us some time. The Patriot Hour update, by the way. We try to do an hour or so show a week, which we got off this past weekend for sure. But at least once a week. Other than that, it's just updates. It could be anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, maybe 30. It just depends. Try to keep them short and sweet. But it's the Patriot Hour update, probably one of the most important updates of your life, of our lives, our futures, our collective futures, all right? Let's pay attention moving forward. Anything more, we'll probably be back here. I'll probably have another video out later this evening. I got everything fired up. I did one this morning. Here's one this evening. I got something else I'm working on, so I'll be in the studio. If anything else comes out, I'll be here to break it to you. Thanks for joining in. God bless, Godspeed, each and every one of you worldwide, and we'll see you back here on the next Patriot Hour update. Have a great evening.
That is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.